So this is a bank reconciliation question in here. You've got a bank statement here, and you've got a cash book here. And it says, check the bank statement against the cash book and enter any transactions into the cash book as needed, and then balance down the cash book and also do the brought down as well at the 1st of June. So do that. Now within the original one, because this is off the AUC website, in here there is this number here, which I think is just an error actually, so I'm going to cover that up. It doesn't really exist anything. If anyone knows what it possibly is, because it can't be, it's not the totals of any numbers in here. I mean that is the total of all of those numbers there. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it doesn't actually sort of fit anything. It's not in the answers either. It looks like just an error really. Leave a comment if you have a clue what on earth that particular number is there. But I'm going to cover it up, because it's got nothing to do with the actual answer to this question. Now it's a 10-mark question in here, and what you really need to do on this question is that you need to, although you're going to put the figures in, you actually need to do a full bank reconciliation, because that allows you to check your work. So do the full bank reconciliation. You probably get this done in about sort of 8 minutes. So we'll come back in 8 minutes and do the answer. Okay, so you should be halfway through by now. Hopefully you should have cleared a fair bit of it. And another 4 minutes to go though. So you've got a minute left. Now remember on this one, although it's sort of just saying cash book balances, you want to do a full bank reconciliation here because that allows you to check your work. So just if you feel like you're sort of skipping ahead, don't make sure you do that full cash book or that bank balance reconciliation, and then you can sort of see whether you got the answer right or not. And so that's time. So let's go through this bank reconciliation here. Now, in real life, the first step of a bank reconciliation is to reconcile the brought forward balances in here. So you reconcile this one here. Now remember, it's down as a credit, but that's from the bank's perspective. Down as a credit, and that's from the bank's perspective, so it's going to be a debit for you. So this debit here is the equivalent of this debit, this credit here. Flip it around, it's actually a debit. So let's go through but in an exam, the first thing that you do is you tick off all of the ones here. And the reason why we do that first of all is because it just clears the potential items that could be the difference between the two figures here. So we're not going through all of these different ones, but we're starting to look at the 707. Maybe the 209, some kind of combinations of things there, though, where we don't really need to do that. If we clear these items off here, these things that are in the cash book that are also in the bank statement, clear them first. We now know that the reconciliation of the brought forward balance is one of these things. Now, why don't they give you the reconciliation or the previous period's bank reconciliation to be able to sort of just tick off whichever one the items were? Because that would make it a bit of a rubbish question, really. So in real life you'd have it, so you'd actually reconcile the brought forward balances first. In the exam you don't have that, so you first of all you do is to tick off all the cash book items that you got to the bank statement. Tick them off. Right, so we've done that first of all, and then we're going to see what the difference is between these two figures here. And so the difference between these two figures is 698, and they're a debit of 698, and that means that that item there in the previous month was an outstanding lodgement. So in the previous month's bank reconciliation, that was an outstanding lodgement. It's in the previous month's cash book, so we wouldn't put it in again. And there, so that's the difference. So we tick that one off. All of these items in red or green, they're all in the cash book. And now we've got these items here, these items on the bank statement, and they're missing from the cash book. So we're going to restate the cash book by putting these items in. So this here paid in, so it's a debit. There, the bank interest paid in is a debit. This item here paid out is a credit in here. This, remember, is the mystery item, which is just an error within the system. So that comes out. That's just, I don't know what that is. Leave a comment if anybody has a clue what this point is. It's not in there. So take that out, and let me go through and just get rid of it. Here, the annoying mystery item. There's a confusing gift from AAT. And so the total of this column 8382, total of this column 9510. So the carry down on this side now is here we go. We've got our debit figure here now. So it says cash book balance carried down at 31st of May. Here, so the carry down at the 31st of May is going to be on this side, and then they're brought down on the 1st of June. So in terms of the dates here, this will be the 31st of May. Let me finish this off. Why that's coming up there? That's annoying. Go away. 31st of May there, and then 1st of June here is the brought down, which is going to be 1128 there. And so that's the answer. Now, do we stop there? No, we definitely don't stop there, because what you can do here in this thing is you can actually check your work and you can make sure that this is right. So we've got a bank statement here, a bank which is 19 in credit in the bank statement here. We've got our outstanding lodgements. Do we have anything on here that isn't appearing in the bank statement. Well, those ones have been moved across, so they're already in the bank statement, but there's nothing else in this cash book on this. We've got no outstanding lodgements, so nothing on the debit side of the cash book, which would be outstanding lodgements. We've got none of those ones. Have we got anything over here? Well, that was the item that we brought over there. So we have got these two items here, which are unpresented checks. So minus the unpresented checks, which are missing from the bank statement. So payments that are missing from the bank statement. So we've got £19 debit in the bank statement. Add on the outstanding lodgements, which is 0. Take off the unpresented checks, and there we have the for the cash book, that figure there. Credit 1,128, and here we've got our credit 1,128 as a brought down balance, because that's the real balance in here. There. So we can see that those two are the same number, and we reconciled our bank statement here to our cash book, so we know that this is absolutely right. And this is why I know that this figure here is nothing to do with the exam in question here, because I can reconcile those ones. Now, slightly annoyingly, is I could have sort of said, well, this is an outstanding lodgement in here, and so, but what on earth is it? It's just a scruffy bit of the exam. Don't quite know what that is, and you just have to roll with it. They correct it if they'd made that much of a howler within the exam. But as if you actually know what it means, put it in the comments, and I'll redo the question. And that's a bank reconciliation thing here. So we've got 4 steps in here. One is tick all of the cash book to the bank statement. 2, reconcile the brought forward balances. 3, restate the cash book. Restate the cash book balance. 4, which is missing from the question here, is do the bank reconciliation. And by doing step 4 here, if you had made an error, you could go back and correct it. That's a bank reconciliation question. That's how to get 100% all the time.